Today we're going to be checking out this VEVOR drill press. It's 8-inch drill press. Give you my opinions on it, and you can see what it is before you buy it, if it's something that you want to consider buying. Now, I would like to mention that VEVOR has sent me free product in the past. I've also bought a lot of VEVOR products with my own money. And I've actually been really happy and pleased with everything I've got from VEVOR so far. Maybe I've just had really good luck, but I don't know. I've never really had any issues with any VEVOR products. So their products are like half the price of what the comparable product brands are. So the actual installation was actually really simple. You had your base, then you have this piece, which is 3 bolts. I hold that on. You screw these handles in. This entire top assembly is one piece, and it just slides onto there. And then you use that to tighten it, which I don't think I've ever actually tightened it. I'm to think about it. So, okay, now it's tight. Chuck does not come pre-installed, so you have to take a hammer and tap that in. If you open up this lid, it is just like the Ryobi one. You change your speeds by moving the belt up and down. To move the belt up and down, all you do is just loosen this, and that will allow this to kind of flex in to get the belt loose. And basically what I find what's easiest is flex it in, kind of press the belt down to the next one down, and that's how you get it to whichever one you want to get to. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Gives you an RPM range that tells you what your RPM is. What I was experimenting with this is I'd put the belt on the fastest speed to see if I could use a die grinder bit to trim out metal. But it didn't exactly work as planned. It doesn't spin it quite fast enough. So we're going to use this machine for its intended purpose, which is being a drill press, not a die grinding machine. Sounds like a plan. To adjust the height here, super easy. I didn't even have that on height. We're going to set this height to where we want it, and then we're going to use this to just tighten it. You can adjust your level right there, which I haven't even checked to see if this thing is level from the factory. It probably isn't, so it's probably something you're going to want to do. And then you can just go down, make sure it goes inside the hole. So it should be centered in there. It's not in this case, so I'll have to adjust it off camera. You got holes here, so if you wanted to bolt this thing down, you could. But this thing is fairly sturdy and it's heavy, so, if you just want to use it unbolted, I don't see any reason why you couldn't do it, because that's what I'm going to do. That way I can move it all the way when I'm done. But this moves nice and easy. Has a little bit of spring tension like it should. One of the really cool features about this, it has a light right there. I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. And then this is just your on and off switch. Alright, so let's try this thing out and see what it does. Be kind of interesting. So let's find a scrap piece of sheet metal. Let's use this one. And then we gotta change the bit. So use the standard drill chuck piece thing here. Get that loose. I got my crusty old Walmart drill bit. Alright, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this thing on because I don't want it spinning with all these sharp edges and cutting my fingers. I like my fingers. They're very useful sometimes. Okay, got my trusty old Harbor Freight clamp on there. One of the things that I do not like about this drill press, and I don't know if this is just this drill press or if they're all like this. This bottom platform is not flat underneath, so it's sometimes can be a little difficult to get the clamp put on as nicely as I would like to. If this was a flat piece underneath, it would be a lot nicer to put a clamp on there. But let's try this out and see what happens. I don't know if you can see that, but my bit is warped, so there's a lot of wobble going on. But that's fine, whatever. That is beautiful. I forgot to turn the light on. Even with my crappy 2-year-old worn out drill bit from Walmart, it still cut it very nice and cleanly. So like with a regular drill, when you go to use it, you know, sometimes it likes to kind of jump around, not stay right where you want to drill it. You don't have to worry about that with the drill press. So that is why you would want to have a drill press inside your shop. Some of the things I don't like about it is the plate. Also, this right here, it kind of holds in. I mean, it holds in, it does its job, but I feel like something better could be done with that. I believe some models come with a laser. This one doesn't, but I don't see why you really need a laser because you can set the drill bit really close to the metal and know exactly where you're going to be drilling. Okay, so final opinion, is this machine worth it? For what I've used it for, this machine's been really great. I don't have any true major issues besides those two things that I mentioned in the video. Do I recommend buying one? Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to use it all the time, I don't see any issues why you should spend twice as much money when you can get this and it works just fine. And that's one of my things that I've liked about VEVOR is everything I've got from them, it does what it says it's supposed to do. Yes, I know it's Chinese made crap or whatever, but it works and it's more affordable. And for someone like me who's gonna maybe use this drill press, I'll make these heat shields and then I might touch it once a year. Is it worth spending $500-$600 on a name brand drill press? I don't think so. But I can get one for $80 and it does everything I need to do. I'm going to show you something on it real quick that I forgot to show you. Let's say you want to know how deep you're drilling. So if you set your, so let's say you want to know how deep you're drilling and you set your drill bit right on top of the wood. So let's say you're doing wood with it. This will tell you how far down you are going. So that's kind of neat, I think. All right. Thank you for watching. Aloha. Peace out. Catch you on the next one.